Yeah, it's disappointing. I mean, I expect to score the penalties that I take. I've always been pretty confident in taking them since I started taking them in MLS. When I was really young, I hated taking penalties, and it was one of those where I'm too scared to miss, and that's not the attitude that you should have when you're taking penalties. Obviously, you got to feel like you're going to score every single one you're going to take. More confident, extra confidence, even better than the normal amount of confidence that you should have. So it's you're always, if you take 20, 30, 40 penalties, you're going to miss them. No one's ever going to score all of them. So if you ask me right now, the next penalty, I'd love to take it. I would have confidence in putting it in. And then in terms of how that affects you in the game, I don't think it affected me other than maybe it even drove me a little bit more to make sure that I did something to not only atone for it but get us back on track as a team. And so I think everybody had the mentality in the second half, and we played the right way, and obviously came out with the result because of it.
It's funny you should mention that about the penalty, because Bob was saying, like, he always uses the Larry Bird analogy. Larry Bird would take the final shot because he did he use that with you?
No.
Yeah.
No, I hadn't heard that from Bob.
You've had a couple great runs in the U.S. Open Cup recently. How much of that experience have you passed on to your teammates to sort of get them engaged as to how important this tournament can be?
Yeah, I've tried in little bits, in pieces, but the guys get it. I think there's other players that have been in tournament runs, championship runs. Walker has. I don't know if I'm missing anybody else. Obviously, Lee went to the finals, I think, the year that they played Dallas. So there's players on the team that have done it before and gone and won championships or gotten very close to it, so they know what it's all about. In terms of some of the other guys that haven't, I think they pick up on it pretty quickly, how important these games are and how difficult they are, more than anything. Cup games, whether it's here in the U.S. or anywhere in the world, I feel like they're always tough games. You play a Bundesliga team against a 5th division team in Germany, and it can be a tough game to win. So everywhere in the world, these are tough, and obviously Sacramento is a good team. We played them in preseason. We know what they can offer, and they gave us really good games both now and in preseason, and we knew it was going to be a tough game.
Benny, on your goal, it seemed like you demanded the ball. You were at the top of the box, and you were really asking for it. Can you talk about that sequence? Was that part of the atonement you were talking about, really trying to get your guys back on the right side of the game?
Yeah, I didn't know if, I wasn't thinking trying to get a goal myself in terms of, atoning. It was just trying to get any goal for our team, create something, make sure that we're, proactive, aggressive in the right areas. And I don't think when I got that ball, my intention was I'm going to try and dribble into the box and shoot, but I think I got a little bit extra space more than I thought I would. I think it was Edward that played me that ball in between the seams, and I kind of turned and faced them up, and I think they thought maybe I was going to try and pass, and so I just started drifting a little bit into the box and used my body to kind of cut inside. And then when I got inside, I knew that I had the opportunity for the shot, and so the guy tried to go for the block, so I was able to push it one more over to the right, and then I still don't think I kicked it very well, but thankfully I kicked it hard enough to get it under the goalie.
You play Portland now, the 15th and the 18th. Is one game more important than the other? How do you prioritize? How do you think of them?
Is one more important than the other? If you ask me which one I'd rather win, yeah, I'd say Open Cup right now, out of the two, but it's just completely different, I think we're going to probably, put our best team forward in both situations, whatever, that is at the time, depending with what players we got back, and obviously that's after the World Cup, but with travel and whatever, if we have any injuries and whatever, but I'm sure we're going to try and, put our best team in both situations. Obviously in a tournament that you have 3 more games to win, I would say, I'd take that over getting 3 points in a league game at this point, but, potentially you look down the road, if you don't get the 3 points at home, you don't make it into the playoffs, or you don't get a home game, or you're not seeded properly, so it's hard to say, which one's the most important one, but, if you make me pick one, I'd say I'd rather win the Open Cup game right now and get to the semis.
If you don't mind, just a follow-up to that. I lost my train of thought, so.
I probably answered your question already. I'm so elaborate.
You did.
Benny, on that the second goal for LA, the one that tied the game the second time, the through ball from Lee to Diego. Can you tell me what you saw on that goal and just speak about the play of the midfield? A lot of completed passes, high pass percentage from all 3 members, and just talk about how you guys were playing together.
Yeah, I think that has been a point of emphasis in practice, especially this week, but obviously all through the season. Excuse me. And in every training this week, I've gone up to Edward and Lee, and we've talked about it, whether it's us three or Mark in there, whoever's in the middle, Callum. We want to find balls to each other. You know, we want to not force things in, but we want to create movements that we play it to one another and open up space for other players in the process. And so I think that's something that we focused in a lot, something that obviously Bob's preached for the entirety of the season. And we really tried to, you know, get that going a little bit more this week, because I don't think it was very good in San Jose. I think it was pretty awful in San Jose. So something that we've really been working on, and I think it was much better today. And I think it opened up some spaces. So it was good to see. Hopefully we can finish off some of those chances earlier on to make games a little bit easier.
Speaking specifically to Lee, you know, since he got here and between then to now, he says that he feels more and more comfortable, obviously, as he gets more minutes under his belt. What do you see in terms of, you know, his transition onto the team and getting comfortable in his role and, you know, his ability to affect play on the field?
Yeah, well, Lee's always been an extremely skillful player. He's a guy that has, you know, one-on-one ability, more so than almost anybody else. You know, I'd put him up there with Carlos on our team, with the way he can, you know, control the ball and manipulate a defender and create a little bit of space for a shot or a pass. And so he's very good in tight spaces. And, you know, when he first got here, I don't know how many games or even practices he had, you know, fully gotten in New England. And so he came in rusty, obviously. And I think it was almost like him coming off an off season. And so it takes a while, and it takes a while to get used to, you know, the things that we want to do. With the way, you know, Bob coaches, he emphasizes certain things that a lot of guys aren't comfortable with right away. And so it takes a little bit of time, and I think we all knew that would happen with him. And we're really seeing, I think, over the last few games, the ability that he has to impact games and impact our team. And, you know, I think today was a great game, and obviously the pass that he made to the second goal is fantastic. It's something that he can provide. And you could see the confidence as well in the first half. Those two shots that he had, obviously it went off the crossbar. I don't remember if the other one was over or the goalie got it. I can't remember, but it was two over. It were two really good shots, and that's the kind of thing that Lee can produce. And so it's good to see, and hopefully he can continue to improve.
Benny back here. Talk about playing with Latif. Obviously, the second Open Cup run you've had with him. You know, what is it about this tournament that he excels so well?
I don't know, but he said his name is famous in this tournament. Everybody knows his name. So after you say that, you better score. You know, you got to score every game. So he played. I thought he played really well today. I think I just think he likes you know, the sense of win or go home. You know, he's a guy that when he's motivated, he's very good. And today I was very happy for him that he got rewarded at the end with the goal, because he did a lot of good work. I mean, he was turning that guy inside out on the left side and coming inside, finding me a lot of times with really good passes. And so he worked really hard. He made some really good plays, and I was happy for him for the goal. I think you know, he when he puts in the effort like he did today, he's one of the best players on the field. And I think he's very motivated by the, you know, win or go home, and he loves obviously seeing the fans out there. He goes and takes picture with everybody for, I think, 30 minutes. We'd never have him in for our conversation after the game. Bob's always waiting for him. So, yeah, he loves it, and he has a lot of fun, and I think that's what you see. When he's having fun, he's playing well.